Ha ha! You can't block me completely, Caspian. I got moves. Look at this thing. I think it's a separate entity. That towel of his. All right. So today's question comes straight out of a step working guide I've been going in. I've done things while acting out on my addiction that I would never do in recovery. What were they? Hmm. Caspian, buddy, I've got a good one for you. So this happened in Dallas. I'm going to get my goods. That's the errand. That's the whole itinerary for the day. And there's a tornado warning. Not a maybe rain later warning, an actual F3 tornado on the ground, tracking towards the exact neighborhood I'm headed to. And I know this. I'm finding out after the fact. I mean, I know this. I'm not finding out after the fact. I've got a weather app open, GPS tracking, watching the little red blob move across the map in real time, watching it get closer to where I'm going. You'd think, you'd hope, that a tornado would be the one thing that stops you. Like, surely there's a line. Surely somewhere between mildly inconvenient and natural disaster actively destroying the place I'm driving to is a line I don't cross. There wasn't a line. The tornado beat me there. I drove in after it hit. Down telephone poles across the road. I'm talking wires just laying on the street. And I'm easing the car around them like it's a pothole. Cars flipped over on their roofs, trees down through people's living rooms, debris everywhere, ice insulation hanging off what used to be a roof. And I got what I came for. It's a miracle. His house got missed. It's a miracle. I got what I came for. And I left before the fire trucks and the EMTs even showed up. Caspian, I want you to sit with that for a second. I drove into a disaster zone before first responders did. My priorities were so out of order that emergency services and I had a race, and I won. Yeah, exactly. That's the face. Come here, Punim. Here's the thing about the question in the step work. It's not really asking you to catalyze the crazy stories for shock value. It's asking you to look at the gap between who I actually am and who this thing turned me into for as long as it had a hold on me. Now, I'll be honest, I am an adrenaline junkie. That's just who I am. Motorcycles, storms, whatever gives you that little jolt, I've probably chased it. So, this isn't even a story about someone acting totally out of character. This is just a story about my own adrenaline junkie brain getting hijacked and pointed at the dumbest possible target. All that appetite for risk, and it wasn't going towards a motorcycle or a mountain. It was going towards a deal in a disaster zone. That's the real gap. Not I became someone reckless. It's the recklessness that's actually mine got rented out to the worst tenant imaginable. That's the scary part. I didn't manufacture a trade I don't have. I just picked up a real one and pointed it somewhere I never would have pointed it myself. You know, Caspian, out of the two of us, you're supposed to be the wild one. Cat's got 9 lives, right? Built for it. And yet you've never once chased a tornado. You see a vacuum cleaner turn on and you're under the couch for the rest of the afternoon, for God's sakes. Meanwhile, I've got actual documented 9 lives behavior. I'm not even the one with 9 lives. You're out here rationing your risk like a responsible adult. Honestly, I could learn something from you. Come here, baby. Yep, that's the review. Noted. So, just for today, if the errand doesn't need a tornado warning to reconsider, it probably doesn't need me showing up at all. Just for today, I get to point whatever I've got, the drive, the edge, the appetite, the intense, the appetite for the intense, at something that actually is mine, instead of handing it over to the thing that almost took me out. And just for today, if fire trucks and EMTs are headed somewhere, I don't have to get there first. That's That's Table Talk. I'm Chris. That's Caspian. We'll see you in maybe 10 minutes. I got a really good mindfulness in the morning. No literature, all mine. Stick around.